Smart Live Happy. And as you see here, I know it's a little odd to be doing a video on my bed, but I've been working really hard all weekend in my house, working on this, organizing and decluttering, and trying to transform my life. So I thought it was only fitting that I sit here and do this video in my bed with this pile of stuff in front of me that are things that I'm going to be selling or donating or throwing away. And I'm going to be posting a ton of videos showing you in the different rooms, different areas of my house where I have, purged and reorganized, and how I've done it on a budget because organization supplies are extremely expensive. And I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers, looking in a lot of other places to see how I could do this in my house without spending a lot of money, because I'm trying to save for a wedding right now. And but basically, for the last, all of my adulthood really, I've had this idea of success, and I thought about all the things that I wanted and all the things that I needed, and always working so hard to make money, spending every day, going to work in high stress and anxiety and environments, and it's just like we work so hard, and then here it is that I've continued to increase my salary as I've progressed in my career. And I always think, oh yeah, now I'll have, so much more money for saving and doing different things, but somehow life always expands with the increase in income, and I, am making more money, but I'm spending just as much, I'm spending just as much as I'm making. And so for the longest time, I've lived check to check, even though my income increased drastically. Still living check to check, and that's crazy. And what makes it even more crazy is that I am really good at finding ways of spending less money. I am trying to start this journey, and that's why I'm making all these videos about how to do it yourself, how to save money, how to get out of debt, because this journey for me isn't starting now. It's been going on for a while, that I realized the amount of debt that I had, and I realized that I had all these different things, but I just still wasn't happy. And it's an issue with consumption, and we buy too much stuff. And I know I'm not the only one who's got a garage that's completely packed inside full of stuff. And some people, not only are their houses full of stuff and their garage packed with stuff, but then they actually pay for storage units. And have been thinking for a while, because I've missed my garage space, because I like to do projects. I like to refinish furniture and build my frames from my canvases and all that. And I haven't even been able to do that lately because my garage is so full. And so I was like, well, maybe should I invest in a storage unit? But see, the thing is I'm really good at saving money, and I'm also good at making extra money. I do a lot of little jobs on the side, and services for people, or I sell my artwork. And so I save money, and I make extra money, and I get increases in salary, but I've still got mounds of debt, and I still continue to spend. And that's the problem, is the consumption. And so I just decided enough was enough, and it's been this kind of ongoing slow journey. So it started out that I thought, wow, I've got a lot of debt. Actually, no. It started out, I became a single mom. I had my daughter, I was poor, I was trying to get through school, I was working full-time, school full-time, single parenting, and so a couple things happened. First was that I didn't have money for the things that I actually needed, so I utilized credit cards. And because I was fresh blood in the credit card market, a lot of other credit card companies approached me and said, with these great offers that were sounding so appealing. So I took all these different credit cards, and then so I was buying things out of necessity without the income to provide for it. But then, due to the stress and anxieties of life, I also spent money on things that I didn't need, that I wanted. And then, life just continued on, and I began to make more money, but rather than paying off that debt and saving money and doing things like that, I, just continued to spend and add to my lifestyle. And then I, started realizing that I needed to address that debt, that I do make enough money to make a change and there's no excuse for me not to. And so I decided to embark on this money saving adventure, which is what I'm doing with this channel. That's why I started this channel, is because I want to make these changes myself and create the life that I want. And I wanted to help other people in the process, because I'm a real person with real struggles, and I know that I'm not alone. And I know how much I value watching other YouTubers, especially like right now. That's what I do a lot of times in my free time, is I watch YouTube. And I just watch videos on how to do all these different things that I'm doing in my life, so that I can get ideas of how to change. And I just kind of get bits and pieces from all these different YouTubers and put together a system that's going to work for me. So anyways, I decided to embark on this money saving adventure, and I'm making all these videos on, making homemade things homemade, and just making small changes like that in your life. And then I'm also doing all these other things to try to make money, like I'm meal prepping for people, cooking their meals, and some of my artwork. And I mean, really, any opportunity I come across where like I can do a service for someone and make money, I try to do that. And then I was helping my mom move recently, and just seeing just all the, the different things, and we had to help her kind of declutter and organize and get everything packed, me and my sister. And I watched the process of like watching her make decisions about getting rid of certain things. And even though it was her stuff that she was getting rid of, it really excited something inside me. Just the idea that she was going to be purging all these different things that she didn't want and packing only what she really felt she wanted and needed in her boxes to move to this exciting new life. And I thought, yeah, I want to do that too. Like, I have too much stuff. Why do I have all this stuff? I bought this stuff because I think it's supposed to make me happy. Does it make me any happier? No. I mean, yeah, I have some things that add genuine value and happiness to my life. But a lot of the stuff that I have doesn't do anything other than sit and collect dust or, waste away. And so I've been making videos, like, actually I've made several this weekend, but you're going to see this one before those ones, because I'm going to edit this first, because I really want to get this message out there. And I have been shocked as I've been embarking on this new journey in my house of decluttering and minimizing the things that I own and stuff. And I did the kitchen. You'll see that video here in the next week or so. I'll have it up. And you're going to be shocked. Like, I was shocked. My kitchen wasn't dirty. I mean, it was sanitary. I keep my house clean. Don't get me wrong. I don't have things rotting in corners. Like, my house is sanitary and clean. I clean every week. It's just so much stuff that there's no rhyme or reason. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. And so anyways, I just was been working in the kitchen, and I pulled, massive amounts of stuff out of the cupboards. I think powdered sugar. I think I had like 6 or 7 bags or something of powdered sugar. And guess what? Every time I actually use powdered sugar, which is very rare, it's like to bake a cake or something, making frosting, usually I go to the cupboard and say I need to bake a cake for a birthday party or something. I go to the cupboard to see if I have the ingredients that I need, and I think, oh, well, I need powdered sugar for the frosting. I can't quickly see that I have powdered sugar because there's so much crap in my cupboards. My baking cupboard was just a disaster. And so what do? I say, oh, well, I'll just pick up a couple more bags of powdered sugar when I go to the grocery store. Well, then I clean my kitchen and declutter it, organize it and everything. I had like 7 bags of powdered sugar, like 2-pound bags. Why? Why am I buying more powdered sugar when I have 7 bags of powdered sugar in my cupboard? That's crazy. And that's just one example for you. That I had oodles and oodles of examples. I didn't even know I had the amount of food that I had. And the amount of food that I threw away because it was expired, like canned goods or, boxes of packaged items, but even those things have expiration dates. I threw away boxes worth of food, and I thought, this is so wasteful. I went into this next part of my journey just thinking I would declutter a little bit, and clean and organize my house. I was thinking more about like organizing and stuff, and I did get rid of a lot. Before my mom's moving sale, I went through and I filled up 2 carloads in my car to take of stuff to sell at the garage sale. And I thought that was good. But now I'm realizing even more. I gotta take it a step further. And I mean, I realize how much stuff, things, material items, how all the areas of your life are connected. And I just know I felt very inspired to make these changes, and I wasn't going into it. I didn't really know why I was doing it. I just knew I needed to do it. And now I'm seeing how by making some of these changes, it's going to trickle into all other areas of my life, and I'm really excited about it. And so, here it is that I work really hard. I go to work all day, every day, and make all this money and work harder, try to work even harder to make even more money, to still live check to check, to spend money on things that I don't actually need, that I don't value the things that I have, things go to waste, and then I have less time with my family because, right now I may work a 60-hour work week. I get 2 days off a week, my Saturday and Sunday, limited time, that's prime time, and yet I have to spend an entire one of those 2 days cleaning my house, doing laundry, picking up, and it takes so long to clean the house. That's taking a lot away from me and my life. Like that's an entire day of my only 2 days when I worked 60 hours that week or however long. And it's crazy. It's like, to me, it's almost like walking down a road and you see a big rock in the middle of the road. On either side of the rock, the pathway is open, but right in front of you is a big rock. Well, you think, well, I need to keep going, so you start pushing on this rock, pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to move it. Well, it's not going to move, it's way too big. But why are you spending all that time and energy trying to push the rock out of the way in the road when you could just walk around it? So why am I spending an entire day of every weekend, my precious prime time that I could be doing things with my family, I could be painting, I could be, doing things that I love, but no, I'm cleaning up the crap that's all over my house. And that doesn't make sense. I'm working 1,000 times harder than I need to. Life should be so much more enjoyable. And so I work really hard to earn all this money, to buy all these things, thinking they're going to make me happy when they don't actually make me happy. And actually they detract from my happiness, because now I come home to mess, chaos, disorder, and I'm wasting money because things, especially like food, the amount of food waste is unreal. So yeah, it's great that I'm really good at couponing. That's great that I can go and buy $200 worth of groceries for $150 or $100 or whatever. That's awesome that I can do that, but it doesn't do me any good if I just let that food completely go to waste. Some of it, how whatever, like to let it just rot. That doesn't make any sense. I shouldn't even have bought that food to begin with if it was just going to waste. Why am I buying more than what I need, what I need and consume? And like in my cupboards, now that everything's organized and everything has its place, it's going to be very easy to know like what to grocery shop for. I'm not going to have 7 bags of powdered sugar. I'm going to have only as much powdered sugar as I need. And if I'm doing some big special baking project and I need more, well then guess what? I know exactly how much more I need. And I'm not buying more than it's going to get used before its expiration date. So I see that also, with buying things that you don't need, spending money, I spend so much money on eating out, fast foods and things like that. Well, that's like I think of all the things that I do, probably the worst, because it's a double whammy. Not only am I wasting money, okay, so I went grocery shopping, bought all this food that I could be cooking and eating, but then because I didn't meal prep and get ready for the week or whatever, then I come home and I'm tired, so I order in fast food. Well, now I've wasted money of food that I spent on groceries. Now I've wasted money on buying someone else's prepared food, and that food is likely going to be unhealthy. So now I'm ingesting food that's not good for me, and I'm acting against my weight loss journey and trying to lose weight. And so I'm wasting tons of money, and I'm making myself fatter. That's like the worst thing probably that I blow money on. So, it's like, it's so much to think about, and it's so interconnected. It's like, if I have a clean house, I declutter, and I have a clean house that's organized, then I'm only buying enough food or enough things for what I need, and then those things are all utilized to their maximum capacity because that's all I have, so that's what I'm going to use. And then I'm buying less, which means I'm saving money, which means I now have more money for the things that I really do need, or for things that will add a lot of value to my life. And all of these people that I've been watching, these YouTubers and stuff that talk about organization and decluttering or minimalism, they all say that you need to ask yourself, does this add value to my life? And I can tell you that this bag from my fiance's work that I haven't even used, it's got a tag on it, I probably would never use other than for something, to carry something in, but I really wouldn't wear it as like a purse or anything. It's just sitting in my closet wasting space, taking up room, adding more clutter to my life. And I did that kind of purging to get ready for my mom's garage sale, where I did 2 carloads over to her house, and I thought that was good. I had purged. I felt really good about that. I had cleared up a lot of space. And then now I bought all these organization supplies at the dollar store, and I started trying to organize my house. And I've been, in the meantime, also in my rest breaks and stuff, watching these videos on minimalism and decluttering, organizing. And it's got me so inspired, and it's made me realize how it's all interconnected, how my struggles with weight loss, with my stress and anxiety, with my feelings of failure in the home, with my debt, all of it, it's like all interconnected. And I've worked really, really hard over the last 7 years, in particular, to create the life that I want, and I've made tremendous change, and I'm really proud of myself, but I'm ready to take it to that next level, and I feel like that it's possible. You have to get focused, and you have to work hard. And it's been very gradual for me, as I've talked about in this video, the progression of, you can't just do it all overnight. Maybe you can, but for most people that would be really hard, to just go from living one way your whole life and then changing it, just like that. It doesn't happen. And so for me, it's kind of been this evolution and this process, and I see now clearly where it's going and just how amazing it could be, and that ignites so much excitement inside of me that it's like no matter how tired I am or something, I just keep feeling the urge to get up and go through another drawer or go through another cupboard. And I really feel like when I eliminate the waste and the excess in my life, and I create my home as a place of peace and tranquility, cleanliness, order, a place that makes me happy and fulfilled, and I spend more time with my family, and I consume less, I don't buy the things that I don't need, and then I can have more money to pay back the debt that I currently have, and then I have even more money to save and do really cool stuff. Like right now, I couldn't afford to go to Europe. Absolutely not. Just the tickets, could be $1,500. I can't afford to do something like that. But my daughter, she's 10, and I have told her that for her high school graduation, I want to take her to Paris. I would love to do that. But say I allowed time to slip away from me and she was graduating right now, I would not be able to afford to take her unless I put it on credit cards. And that's what people do too, is then they just put it on credit cards. But I wanna be able to have money to do stuff like that. So if I can save $1 here and there, and I can buy less and really kind of create this life, then if I want to take my daughter to Paris, I'll be able to afford to do it. And not even blink twice. I won't have to think about, maybe I shouldn't be taking this trip right now because, these other things are going to be happening and I might not have enough money for those things. And so anyways, I want to take you on this journey with me. And I'm going to keep it real, and I'm going to show you these different areas of my house and what they look like before and what they look like after, because like I said, my house isn't dirty. It's not like gross. It's just filled with crap. And I know I'm not the only person like that who's accumulated so much stuff over their 20, 30, 40, 50 years of life or longer. That people have like jam-packed closets, and people have garages that are like the mastermind of Tetris, where you're literally walking through pathways to get to where you need to go into the garage, and people's cars are a mess, and their offices have papers everywhere, and like my office is a disaster right now. I haven't even filed anything in who knows how long. And so that's how a lot of people are. I know I'm not the only one, and I want to show you that because I'm a real person, and it's going to be just as hard for me as it would probably be for a lot of other people. Then I think that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm making these YouTube videos, because I want to show other people that you can do it too. I mean, for me, having thousands and thousands of dollars of debt, being a single mom, I have all this stuff in my house, and it's like we just get addicted to it. We just get addicted to the hustle and trying to make more money, and I gotta step out. I'm done, and I want to make these changes. I want to spend less. I want to enjoy more, and so it's just been very eye-opening. It's like, it's great that I know all these ways to save money, and it's great that I know how to bring in all this extra money, which is a lot of the changes that I've been making. But that really doesn't do me any good if I don't get my spending in check, and I don't get my household in check. And I feel like when your home is in order, like when my home is in order, it's going to radiate to all the other areas of my life. And these other areas that I haven't seemed to have been able to get a handle on, I think those hiccups are going to disappear. Like with my weight loss. It's been so frustrating that I've gotten control over all these other areas of my life, and I've been very successful at my job, really made a lot of progress. It drives me crazy that I have such control and success in these other areas, but then my house feels like a failure, and my weight feels like a failure, and it's these last few things that I felt like no matter how hard I tried, I just didn't really seem to make the progress that I was hoping for. And they always say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So that's, the reality is that if I just keep hoping and wishing for things to be different, to have less debt, and hoping and wishing to have a cleaner house, and hoping and wishing to lose weight, but I keep making choices that are derailing that progress from happening, then all I can blame is myself. And you got to make a change. Like, if doing the same thing over and over is not working, then you got to change it up, and that's what I'm going to do. And I feel like making these changes that I'm working on is going to allow me to make all the changes that I've been trying to make for about 10 years. So join me on this journey. If you liked what you heard in this video, give me a thumbs up. Please share it with someone you know, if you think that they could benefit from it too. I think a lot of Americans fall into this category of having too much stuff, too much debt, and not enough time with the people that they love. So